I mean, this has been, for decades, in fact, going back 100 years, fox hunting has been a hugely contentious issue. You've won, haven't you? You got the Blair government to ban hunting with dogs. Now, of course, we know that every day dogs kill rabbits and kill squirrels, but the actual formality of a pack of hounds going out with the intention of hunting foxes, that is against the law. Can you please, Jennifer, tell me, for the life of me, I can't understand why, what is wrong with trail hunting?
Well, first of all, hunting is animal cruelty. It really is as simple as that. And it is no secret that trail hunting is used as a smokescreen for hunters to continue the same practices that they have always been using. They claim that it's a mistake or an accident when, the hounds catch a fox. But yet, when you think about the process that these hounds are bred and they're conditioned to learn the smell of foxes. So if you let a pack of these hounds loose in the fox's natural environment, I mean, it's unbearably predictable that, of course, they will pick up the scent of a real fox and then get distracted from the fake trail that was laid. And that's why we saw last year when the footage leaked from the Foxhounds Association of the senior hunters, encouraging other hunters to lay more trails, to back up their insurance, to make sure that they can prove that there was these fake trails being laid. That's why the National Trust has banned the hunting on their land, because it's so glaringly obvious what's going on behind the scenes.
I accept there are some people that have broken the law, all right? Just as there are some people that drive motor cars irresponsibly and dangerously. I accept that. But given that the vast majority of these hunts genuinely are obeying the law, are trail hunting, I just get the feeling that somehow there are many of you in this movement that object to the bright-coloured coats, object to the sense of ceremony, of history, even object to the fact that people actually enjoy riding their horses, through the open countryside and over the hedges. There's something very killjoy, isn't there, about PETA and all that you stand for?
Well, I can assure you it's not the coats that we have issue with. It's the foxes who, I can assure you, there is almost nothing crueler than setting a pack of hounds on a fox. These hunts can last for hours. Foxes are chased to the point that they've been known to rupture their internal organs whilst trying to flee from the dogs. Once these poor animals are exhausted, they're trapped into corners. The hounds then rip them apart. Studies have shown that foxes have actually been.
I'm sorry, Jennifer, that's an old, outdated argument. That's 15 years old.
No,
right?
There is
and
so much footage.
And equally, I can counter you by saying, Jennifer, have you ever been into a hen house 10 minutes after a fox has been there?
Well, that's really not the point here. The point
yes
is
or no?
Hunters are going
Do you
into
accept?
foxes'
Do you
natural
accept?
environments.
Do you accept?
We are entering foxes' natural homes with packs of
Jennifer, forget all that. You could argue that with every dog walker that lets their dog loose. You could argue that whichever way you want.
Well, no.
Do you accept that fox numbers need controlling, yes or no?
Well, there's absolutely nothing that indicates that trail hunting or fox hunting has any impact on.
No. I'm asking you a separate question. Do you accept that foxes need to be controlled?
Well, no. I mean, we're encroaching on these animals' natural habitats. And also, it's not relevant if we're talking here about trail hunting and fox hunting. This is an entirely different thing from humane animal population control, like deterrence, taking away natural food sources.
No, but I mean, here's the point. Here's the point.
All sorts of methods.
There are huge numbers of people living in the rural communities, keeping livestock, and they want fox numbers to be controlled. I accept that fox hunting was an inefficient way of doing it, but whether shooting is actually kinder, given that it's done at night, is a separate question. One last question for you. You've won, as I say. You've banned the practice of hunting with hounds. What are your ambitions for driven bird shoots, pheasant shoots, etc., and indeed angling? What does PETA want to see happen to those sports?
Well, just to quickly circle back to the issue of fox hunting, whilst in theory we might have won, the footage that is continuing to show foxes being ripped apart by hounds, terriers going down into the foxes' burrows to corner them, terrify them into fleeing, we haven't really won here. And what we saw with the National Trust banning fox hunting, we're hoping is just the first step. The next step is for other private landowners.
Yes, and do you want to ban driven game shooting?
Hunting.
Do you want to ban driven game shooting, like grouse shooting, pheasant shooting?
Absolutely, there is no place for hunting in modern Britain. We're a nation of animal lovers.
Sorry, I misunderstood the answer. Do you want to ban grouse shooting, pheasant shooting, driven game shooting?
Absolutely.
Yes, good, thank you. I thought you might say that. And what about angling?
There's absolutely no need for people to be putting hooks through the.
I mean, you really are. You really are.
Can we not think of some
a very extreme organisation
that don't involve harming animals? Can I just ask you a question? If people were going out and shooting dogs and cats in the name of fun, or if they're putting hooks through the mouths of dogs and cats for fun, we wouldn't be calling it sport. We'd be calling it animal abuse, and it's the exact same thing when it happens to any other animal.
Can I say thank you for giving such honest answers? Thank you.